If you've ever wanted to start a dream circle or create a space for people to share dreams in a group setting, then this is the video for you. Today I'm going to go over Lightning Dreamwork, which is a group dream sharing method that was created by Robert Moss, the author of Active Dreaming, that allows groups of 2 or more people to share dreams in a fun and quick and ethical way. First, I am going to demonstrate this for you, and then I am going to go over it in more detail and go over all the phases and how they fit together and why it is that we do it the way that we do. So let's get right to it. Okay, who has a dream to share? Okay, great. Is everybody okay with Mimi going first? Sure, sounds good. Sure. Mimi, does your dream have a title? It does. It's called Spring Garden. Okay, go ahead and share your dream. Just be sure to keep it short and to the point and leave out any personal backstories. Okay, so in this dream, I was at a garden center outside of my house, and it looked like Lowe's, and I used to work at Lowe's, so I'm thinking that maybe that's where it comes from, and I really like to plant stuff. Okay, don't forget we don't want all the personal backstories, okay? Oh, right, yeah, of course. My bad. So in the dream, I had a garden center outside of my house. It was like a really big garden center, but it was in my backyard. And I had flowers and plants in there from the year before that never died. They had just been in there dormant, but alive all winter. And I watered them one time. And after that one watering, they bloomed back to life. And I noticed it was starting to get warmer outside too. And in the same dream, I dreamed that I had written a book called Little Bits. It was little bits of knowledge or little bits of Zen. It was like a series almost, and they were all called Little Bits. So yeah, that's it. That's the dream. Okay, so how did you feel when you woke up from this dream? I'd say I felt content and happy. Yeah, content and happy when I woke up. Okay, so now let's do a reality check. Is there anything from this dream that you recognize from real life or anything that could possibly happen in the future? Well, yeah, I used to work at Lowe's in the garden center, and it reminded me a little bit of that, except that this was mine. This was my own personal greenhouse in my backyard. So, yeah, I could see something like it possibly happening. Is it possible you could have something like that someday? Yeah, not as large, obviously, but I would love to have a greenhouse in my backyard someday. Yeah. Okay. So what is it that you want to know about this dream? I suppose I'd really like to know how my plants survived all winter. And what's with the little bits of books? Okay, so now let's play If It Were My Dream. Who wants to go first? I can start. I'll start. Okay, great. So if it were my dream, I would look at the garden center as a place of potential, where the seeds that I sowed last year could come to fruition if I just water them and tend to them and give them a little bit more attention. And also, the part of where it got warmer at the end of the dream, it would indicate to me to be a new season, a fresh start, if it were my dream. Okay, thank you for that. Would you like to go next? If it were my dream, I would see the little bits of Zen and knowledge as seeds that, once they're planted, they're not going away. And if you water them and tend to them, they'll go even a step further and start blooming fast. Okay, awesome. Thank you both for sharing that. I would just add that if it were my dream, I wouldn't rule out the literal aspects of it either. Is it possible that someday I could have a greenhouse in my backyard that actually could keep plants alive all winter? I just wouldn't rule it out as a possibility either. So what do you plan to do to honor this dream? What action steps do you plan to take? Yeah, I think I have to look and see maybe what little seeds did I plant last year? Seeds of knowledge maybe, or something that may blossom if I give it a little attention. Yeah. I think I'll go back and look at any plans I started and didn't finish and see if I can revisit any of those. Nice. That sounds like an excellent real world application for your dream. So if you were to summarize this into like one sentence, like a bumper sticker, what would it say? Maybe tending to my dormant garden? Oh, that's fantastic. So that was Lightning Dreamwork in a nutshell. It's a great way to share dreams in groups of 2 or more in a fun and fast-paced way, and to get real-world action plans out of our dreams. So now that we've demonstrated it, let's get down to it in more detail. So what did we just do here? Phase 1 of Lightning Dreamwork is obviously to tell a dream. So choose who's going to tell their dream first and have them give it a title. Then have them tell the dream and keep it simple and clear and to the point. Try to keep them from giving too many backstories or personal interpretations of the dream. Phase 2 of Lightning Dreamwork is to ask the dreamer a few questions. The first question you want to ask them is, how did they feel when they woke up? The feelings that we have when we first wake up from a dream can give us some clues and insight as to what the dream means and like what it's trying to tell us. The second question is to do a reality check. Is there anything from the dream that's from real life? Do you recognize any of the people? How old were the people in the dream? What was the temperature? Like, what season was it? Is there anything in this dream that could possibly be something that could happen in the future? Questions like this, like the reality check questions, help us kind of determine what kind of dream we're working with, and if it could possibly be something that's giving us a warning about the future, or even maybe something that's a positive spin on the future that lets us know that what we're doing is right and we need to continue doing what we're doing to stay on the right path to get to that probable future that we're dreaming about. The last question you want to ask your dreamer is, what do they want to know about the dream? Asking this question kind of helps the dreamer filter the important pieces out of the dream and narrow it down to what they find most important, to the big questions that they want to know. And this also helps the people in the next phase of Lightning Dreamwork to know how to work with this dream in a way that will bring the dreamer the most value. Phase 3 of Lightning Dreamwork is to play the If It Were My Dream game. This is the most fun part of this whole process, in my opinion, because this is when everyone can get involved and give their own personal feedback on the dream. The reason that it's formatted in this way is that by saying, if it were my dream, before giving our personal spin on the dream, it helps keep feelings out of it. It helps keep ego out of it. And it gives the person that's giving their personal feedback more freedom to be more genuine and honest in what they really think about the dream, instead of worrying about offending the dreamer, because all they're doing is saying, if it were mine, this is how I would feel about it. They're not trying to say, well, it means this, and push their own feelings onto the dreamer. It gives them more freedom to be genuine and honest in their responses. And it keeps the dreamer from feeling like they have to take what that person is saying as truth. It keeps them from feeling like the others are pushing their opinions onto their dream. We are the sole authority on our dreams. It really boils down to that. No one else can tell us what our dreams mean but us. But it's very helpful to have that feedback from other dreamers, because sometimes if you're too close to something, if you're too close to a dream, you can't even see it. It's hard to see what you're too close to. So having that outside opinion come in from different areas and different types of people, it can be really helpful and illuminating for us to figure out what our dreams are telling us. We take what is valuable and makes sense to us, and we can discard the rest, and there's no feelings hurt. We don't have to worry about our egos getting in the way. So that's why we phrase it in that way, if it were my dream. Phase 4 of Lightning Dreamwork is to create an action plan. The whole basis of active dreaming is to be active with our dreams, to take action on them, and to bring them into this world somehow. Some of the things that you could do to be active with your dreams is to create artwork. You could paint or draw your dreams. You could even create music or write a poem. You could also share the dream with someone that you think could really use it, like if it was a dream of guidance of some sort. I just had a dream recently that I think could help a friend of mine. So I intend to tell her about it. And I hope that it can help her feel better about like a certain situation. Another common way that you can take a small action with your dream is to summarize it into like a bumper sticker, which we just did here in this last example. So there's a lot of things that you can do to create an action plan around your dreams. And that was the last phase of Lightning Dreamwork. So then you just repeat the process with the next dreamer and you just keep going. And it's just a super fun and fast-paced way to share dreams in a group. So it's nice because each person can bring their own dream to the group and know that there's going to be plenty of time to get to work on their own dream, as well as to share their insight with everybody else's dreams. And the other nice thing is that this can be done via Zoom or in person in a big group. So, or even just with two people. So there's really no reason why you can't just get started doing this. It's really fun and awesome. Just do it. So I mentioned earlier that the Lightning Dreamwork method was created by Robert Moss, who is the author of Active Dreaming. So I'll go ahead and link to that book below. And that does it for this video. So if you enjoyed it, please hit the like button, subscribe, and share this video with anyone who you think it could bring value to. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Happy dreaming!